Welcome in, guys. Thank you very much for joining me today. Hope that you guys are doing really well. And I hope that you had a happy NFL conference championships round weekend. So, not a lot of games to talk about today, just the two conference championship games, but they were very exciting. Four really good teams. So we're going to talk about those two games. We're going to talk about the players that stood out and just my overall take from this weekend's action. So the two specific games we're going to talk about the AFC Conference Championship game, Denver Broncos versus New England Patriots, Jared Stidham versus Drake May in Denver, Colorado. The weather got really bad. The game was really close. It went down to the wire. So, a very, very good game to watch, even though it was low scoring. And then we had the NFC Conference Championship game, Seattle Seahawks versus Los Angeles Rams, Sam Darnold versus Matthew Stafford. This was a high scoring game. The two quarterbacks had amazing games. It went down to the wire as well, and a lot of good offense in the second game. So we got a lot of good stuff to talk about in the first half of the show. And in the second half of the show, we're going to preview the Super Bowl matchup between the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. And I'm going to make my prediction for Super Bowl 60, who I think is going to win and who I want to win. So we got a lot of good stuff to talk about today. Before we jump into all of that, I would like to mention that on my YouTube channel, I create content about money, sports, and personal topics with the goal of bringing value to other people's lives. So if you guys find value in this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel so that I can continue making these videos. Also, feel free to hit the like button and make some comments as well on the conference championship games and the Super Bowl as well. All right, let's go ahead and jump into NFL conference championships. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the AFC conference championship game. Huge game between the New England Patriots and Denver Broncos, Drake May versus the backup quarterback, Jared Stidham, who's in for the injured Bo Nix. This game was in Denver, and it ended up being a really interesting game um, towards the end, even though it was very low scoring. But the New England Patriots, they hold on and win 10-7 over the Broncos. Drake May and the Patriots get to Super Bowl 60, and they have a chance to win the Super Bowl. And the Denver Broncos season comes to an end. So let's go ahead and take a look at the game leaders in this one. So the numbers are not going to be very good at all just because the weather was so bad. But for the New England Patriots, Drake May, he went 10 for 21, 86 yards, zero touchdowns, zero interceptions. Drake May did have one rushing touchdown, so that was good. Ramondre Stevenson, 71 yards rushing. And for the Denver Broncos, Jared Stidham, he went 17 for 31, 133 yards, one touchdown, one interception. And Mims had 62 yards receiving. All right, so I was very, very excited to watch this game. These two teams have been the two best teams in the AFC the whole season. They're the top two seeds. The Denver Broncos were the 1 seed, New England Patriots the number 2 seed. Um, Even though the Denver Broncos starting quarterback Bo Nix got injured last week and they put in their backup quarterback Jarrett Stidham, I was still very interested in watching this game. Just I wanted to see if the backup quarterback might actually upset the Patriots and get his team to the Super Bowl. So I thought that was very intriguing as well. And going into this game, I had picked the Patriots to win the game just because I felt like the quarterback matchup, the discrepancy is too great between Drake May and Jarrett Stidham. So I had picked the Patriots to win the game, and I did think it was going to be low scoring, but I didn't realize it was going to be this low scoring, and I didn't realize the weather was going to be as bad as it was. But in this game, the Denver Broncos started out pretty well. Jarrett Stidham had a nice touchdown in the first quarter, and a little bit later on, the Denver Broncos had a field goal, or actually a fourth quarter or a fourth down opportunity, and they turned down to kick the field goal. They decided to go for it, get the first down, but the Patriots stopped them, and that was a big turning point in the game. So looking back on it now, they should have probably kicked the field goal. But in that moment, I definitely understand the Denver Broncos and Sean Payton wanting to go for it to get the first down, to try to get another touchdown and go up 14-0 over the Patriots. Later on in the second quarter, the Patriots were able to tie it up. Drake May had a nice run into the end zone, and at half, it was 7-7. And then heading into the second half, the weather just got really bad, snow, very windy, and it was just very, very tough to get any kind of offensive game going. And in the second half, the Patriots were able to squeeze in a field goal somehow, and they went up 10-7. And then from there, the Denver Broncos, they had a lot of opportunities to possess the ball, but just because of the bad weather, they couldn't drive the ball down the field, and it was just very tough to score. They had a field goal opportunity to tie it up, but they missed the field goal. It was tipped at the line of scrimmage. And in the fourth quarter, just both teams could not get any kind of offensive action going. And the Patriots were able to hold on and get the win. At the end, Jarrett Stidham and the Broncos, they had the ball and were going to go down the field, but Stidham threw an interception, and that was basically the game. So, not the prettiest game to watch, but the conditions definitely made things very interesting, and I still enjoyed watching this game. And congratulations to the New England Patriots and Drake May. The Patriots are back in the Super Bowl, and we'll see what they look like in the Super Bowl. So, just a very good job by the Patriots, by Mike Vrabel, their head coach. Drake May didn't have the best game, but he had the running touchdown. And also, towards the end of the game, he had a big scramble where he ran and got a first down. So, even though the numbers weren't very impressive, Drake May had some key moments that won the game for his team. And he is definitely a superstar, and the Patriots have a very bright future with Drake May. He's definitely looking like a young Tom Brady. So, good job by the Patriots, and we'll see what they do in the Super Bowl. Denver Broncos had a really good season, but it comes to an end. Um, Not sure if the quarterback injury would have made any difference. I think Bo Nix wouldn't have played much better than Jared Stidham in this game. So Denver Broncos season was still very successful, but it comes to an end in this game. All right, so let's go ahead and jump over to the NFC Conference Championship game. Big matchup. Los Angeles Rams versus Seattle Seahawks. Matthew Stafford versus Sam Darnold. Two teams who are both from the NFC West Division. So just a very good game to watch. A lot of good offense in this one. It was back and forth, but the Seattle Seahawks and Sam Darnold, they're able to get the win 31-27. They beat the Rams and they head to Super Bowl 60 to face the New England Patriots. So a really good game. This was in Seattle in their stadium, which is just so loud and crazy with the 12th man. So this was a really good NFC Conference Championship game. And let's go ahead and take a look at some of the game leaders in this one. So for the Los Angeles Rams, Matthew Stafford, 22 for 35, 374 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. So a really good game by Matthew Stafford. He should win the MVP this season. He played like an MVP in this game, but it was just a little short and not good enough to get the win in this game. So as a Rams fan, I was definitely a bit disappointed with the result, but Matt Stafford still had a really good game. Puka Nakua, 9 receptions, 165 yards, 1 touchdown. So a really good game by him. And on the other side, Seattle Seahawks, Sam Darnold had probably the best game of his life, 25 for 36, 346 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Kenneth Walker, 62 yards rushing with a touchdown. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 10 receptions, 153 yards with a touchdown. So this game was a lot different than the AFC Conference Championship game. A lot of offense in this one. A lot of players stood out. Both quarterbacks had amazing games, over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, each of them. So just a really good performance by all the main players on offense. And it was just an amazing game to watch, honestly. Going into this game, I had picked the Rams to win the game. Um, I thought that the quarterback matchup, Stafford versus Darnold, was going to be one sided. I thought Matt Stafford was going to have a lot better of a game than Darnold. And as a result, I thought the Rams would win this one. But that's not the case. Sam Darnold, he had an amazing game, slightly better than Matt Stafford in this one. And they were able to get the win. So very impressive performance by Sam Darnold. Um, he made all the big plays. He didn't have any mistakes. He used his legs when he needed to. It was just a very impressive game by him. His defense was good enough, and they get the win, and they move on to Super Bowl 60. So I definitely wanted the Rams to win this game. I'm a big Matt Stafford fan. Love to watch him throw the ball to Davante Adams, Puka Nakua. Their offense is always exciting. But the Seahawks, they have as good of an offense as the Rams do with Sam Darnold throwing it to Smith and Jigba with Kenneth Walker in the backfield. So I was very, very positively surprised by the Seahawks in this one. And they definitely deserve to win the game. Towards the end, the Rams had somewhat of a chance to come back. Um, there was less than 30 seconds left. The Rams got the ball back. They needed to have massive plays down the field, and they just couldn't get all the way down to the end zone. They had some nice chunk plays, but the time ran out, and the Seahawks get the win. So congratulations to Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks. They move on to Super Bowl 60 and face the New England Patriots. All right, guys, we finally made it to the best part of the show. We're going to take a look at the Super Bowl matchup and we're going to make our Super Bowl pick. So, very excited about this. So, as we all know by now, we're going to have the New England Patriots go up against the Seattle Seahawks, Drake May versus Sam Darnold. So, this is a Super Bowl rematch from about a decade ago when it was Russell Wilson and the Seahawks versus Tom Brady and the Patriots. So, a lot of intrigue in this game as well. So, both of the teams have had amazing seasons. Um, the Patriots, I don't think a lot of people expected them to have such a successful season, but they have. Um, they've won all of their road games this season. Drake May is probably going to be the MVP runner up. Mike Vrabel, the head coach, is amazing. So, a lot of good things to say about the Patriots. Their defense is really good. They're just very good on all levels, honestly. On the other side, Seattle Seahawks, Sam Darnold. So Sam Darnold won 14 games last season with the Vikings. He won 14 games this season with his new team, the Seahawks, in the regular season. So he's having another amazing season. Their defense is the best or one of the best in the NFL for sure. They have a lot of offensive weapons, Smith and Jigba, Kenneth Walker, and others. So definitely going to be a tough matchup. This game is in Santa Clara, California. So the weather should be pretty decent when these two teams play. So I think I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks and Sam Darnold to win Super Bowl 60. Um, I think the quarterback matchup is close enough. I know Drake May is having a really good season, and I mentioned he's going to be the runner up for MVP. But Sam Darnold is just as good, if not better, in some moments. So I feel like the quarterback matchup is a wash. I think they're very similar. Um, but I do think the Seattle Seahawks defense is better than the Patriots defense. And because of that, I'm giving the edge to the Seattle Seahawks. I think they're going to win Super Bowl 60. That's my expectation. I think it's going to be a close game, back and forth. And I think they're going to put up some points, even though the defenses are very good. But I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks to win Super Bowl 60. MVP, let's go with, well, I think it's either going to be Sam Darnold or Smith and Jigba. Um, let's go with Sam Darnold. That would be a pretty cool story if he gets the Super Bowl MVP. That would be a nice resurrection to his career. So there you have it, folks. I think and expect that the Seattle Seahawks and Sam Darnold will win Super Bowl 60, and we shall see what happens. All right, guys, that's all I wanted to cover for NFL Conference Championships round. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and got some value out of the content. If you did, again, subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit that like button, make some comments as well, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.